Hello, this is Lady Lou coming to you from deep in the heart of Texas. Oh, we are hot again today. It's summertime, right, Cheryl? It
Yes, it is.
it just gets so hot in Texas in August. But where else would we be? I can't think of another place unless it's Hawaii. I just can't wait to introduce you to my guest today. Her name is Sheryl Sitz, and she's one of my neighbors out here in the country. She lives about 10 miles from me. So it's so fun to have nearby folks instead of having to drive to Houston. So anyway, Sheryl has so much talent and so many interests and things that I know you're going to want to know about because I've known her for a few years and I don't know all about her yet. So I'm going to learn some new things today too. So give me a second here and let me read her introduction so I don't miss anything because she is a super lady. She's a holistic and spiritual coach and practitioner. She helps women to joyfully live their fullest authentic lives. Now that word authentic lives really piques my interest. I want to know what that is. Don't you? She does this at private sessions and she has live events. I've been to a whole bunch of her live events, and she does it through products and services and programs that she has. And she even has her own podcast called Exploring Possibilities. And then she has this wonderful website called journeyofpossibilities.com. Anyway, let me introduce her now. Sheryl Sitz. Say hello, Sheryl.
Oh, hi, Louise. Thank you so much for having me on your show. It's a
Yes.
pleasure.
Oh, you're welcome. I am just so excited that you're here, and I can't wait to hear what you have to tell us. So, where do you want to start?
Well, let's start with that word authentic that piqued your interest.
I love it. What does that mean exactly?
I thought that I was living an authentic life. I lived an exciting life. I had a lot of great adventures, but I also, in all truthfulness to myself, did everything that I thought I was supposed to do. I made the grades I thought I needed to make. I went to the schools I thought I needed to go to, the career, the husband, the couple of kids, the house. I really built the American dream that I thought I was supposed to be living. And then it all fell apart.
Oh,
And in trying to piece my life back together and figure out where it all went wrong, I came squarely to face with the idea that I had always done what I thought I was supposed to do. And I hadn't really gone into what I wanted to do. And so to me, authenticity is really important. I believe that deep inside of every one of us is an inner compass. It's our divine compass to our highest and best life. And if we don't listen to it because we're so busy doing what we think we're supposed to do, we may have a lot of fun and completely miss the mark. Does that mean anything to you?
oh yeah. Oh, yeah. Uh-huh. My story is very similar.
Yeah. Yeah. So I love helping women who are at a crossroads and they know there's something missing. They know there's some misalignment somewhere and they're looking for what that is. And I don't give you the answers. I help you find your answers because that's really important to me.
Oh, you dig them out of us, huh?
Exactly.
Oh, because some of them of mine are buried. And
Yeah.
I don't want to face them sometimes. Or if I do face them, I say, no, put them back.
Yes. I can totally relate to that. Let's face it, when trauma happens, and most of us have had some trauma somewhere in our lives, what we know to do is to suck it up and move on, right? I mean, what else could we do? We had kids, we had lives, we had bills, we had obligations. And at the time, there may not have been the variety of help available to us that's around now.
Right.
So, so yes, a lot of times when I'm working with somebody, we do get to a limiting belief that was formed in a trauma. And at that point, I have a whole network of practitioners that I work with. If it's beyond the work that I do, I can connect with others to help heal that, to really move past that and leave it behind, take the gold from it and move forward, so to speak.
Wonderful. Oh, I like that. I think a lot of people will like that because even if we know what the trauma is, we don't know how to deal with it. So that's where you come in.
Yes. And
So,
And there are so many different ways to deal with it. But I think the most important thing, and the message I really wanted to share today, is about getting in touch with our divine guidance. Because I know that I was the first to drop to my knees in prayer when things would fall apart. And then I wasn't always listening for the answer, or I didn't recognize the answer when it showed up, you know?
What? No. Oh.
Yes. So I think it's really important that we create space in our daily lives, however busy they are. And I get it. I've raised kids. I've been married, home ownership, busy career. It's still important that we create even 10 minutes a day that's just ours.
Right. I like to do it first thing in the morning before anything else is going on or going through my mind.
Yes, because the message that you send to yourself and to the world when you do that is, I take care of myself first. I understand that I have to fill my own cup before I can serve others. And so, yes, it's very important to start the day there. And it's as simple as just being still wherever you are for 10 minutes. But that's really hard for a lot of people. I know people would rather jump off a cliff than meditate. It's like, I can't meditate, right?
It scares us. When I first started learning about this, somebody said, one of the big gurus at the time, this was like 30 years ago, said, oh yeah, you have to meditate for a whole hour.
Oh, wow.
Said, my God, an hour? I can't do it for 5 minutes because I can't shut the mind chatter off. Yes. So I said, never mind. And I forgot it.
Yes, absolutely. You and many, many others. And, you know, my animal spirit, if you will, is a hummingbird. I have always been a very flittery personality. I'm here, there, and everywhere. So meditation for me was very difficult. And then somebody gave me the blessing of teaching me that I can do it while I walk in nature. You do not have to sit still in one place to meditate.
I love it.
You can walk a nature path. You can walk a labyrinth. You can soak in your bathtub. You can just be somewhere peaceful to yourself and just be for 10 minutes. And if the mind wants to race, let it. And if, you know, it's really about, for 10 minutes, can I suspend needing to do something or be something? Right? And can I not judge whatever happens? Can I let my mind do whatever it wants to do and not judge it, not change it, not try to control it? Just let everything be. It sounds so easy, right?
Oh, I'm making notes. No, it's not easy for me, but I know it is for some people. But the rest of us who have the mind chatter all day long, it is a learning curve.
It is.
And I bet you teach that too, don't you?
Well, yes. I mean, I do that work with my clients, and it's really about just showing up for ourselves every day. Because, you know, the first thing that happens, especially for those of us like me who are, you know, we're raised with the high standards, high bar of standards set. If I can't get it right in a week, I'm probably done, right? So that's not a good thing for the practice. Honestly, the best thing you can do, the most loving thing you can do for yourself is show up for 10 minutes every day. And even if you mess it up terribly, come back tomorrow.
Right.
Because it is a discipline. It's just like going to the gym for a week and thinking I'm going to have the perfect body, right? It's a discipline. It takes training. So just stick with it and see what happens.
Well, it sounds so easy, and like sitting in the bathtub is my favorite thing to do.
Yes.
I connect through the water. It connects. It's an energetic connection when I'm in the water. I have great ideas and thoughts, and sometimes I just soak.
Yes, absolutely. And it's a wonderful practice. So that is my favorite place to meditate, is the bathtub. And I used to tell myself I didn't have time to take a bath every day. When the busy career, successful woman, it doesn't take that much longer than a shower, but I didn't even give myself that much time every day.
Oh.
So what if you did a twofer and gave yourself time to take a bath and used it to meditate? And there you go.
Oh, I like it. That's a busy woman's solution.
Yes.
And it's, once you start doing it, it gets easier.
Absolutely. And it's just a place to listen.
And close the door. So
well,
get away from the family or the pets. I had that problem. Pets. They used to sit on the side of the tub and watch me. Oh,
Well, my cat does come in the bathroom, but he knows that I'm meditating and he doesn't bother me. So even they'll get used to it after a while.
good. Oh, well, that's wonderful. It's called listening to ourselves and to the divine, whoever we call that.
Yes, absolutely. I'm not here to sell any one practice or religion over another. I'm just here to say that we all have that divinity running through us that is gifted through us with the breath of life. And so the more we can reconnect with the breath of life and be still and just listen. And if the mind needs to work, then just give it something to repeat over and over again. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Just how about thank you, right? Thank you for this breath. Thank you for this life. Thank you. Until the mind gets calm again.
Gratitude is the best.
Yes.
And you're grateful to yourself, to the divine. You're grateful to the bathtub, to the warm water.
Absolutely.
And it's a girl thing not to take time for ourselves because family obligations or business or work or whatever. But doggone it, we deserve this.
Yes, ma'am, we do deserve this. And that brings me to something else. You know, we are famous at saying yes to everyone else but ourselves, and famous for believing everyone else deserves it but us. And it is so, so important to come home to ourselves. I deserve this. I deserve love. I deserve peace. I deserve time. And I don't just deserve it from the world. First and foremost, I deserve it from myself. Because we
Amen.
teach people how to treat us. So if I'm not giving myself that love and that kindness and that compassion, how can I expect anybody else to give it to me?
Oh, they won't.
Exactly.
It's called disciplining them and yourself.
Yes, ma'am.
And it's one of those things that women in particular have a hard time with because we weren't really raised like that. I saw my mother being the martyr when she raised us kids, and she had to be everything and do everything. Even though I had a father, he was really not there for us emotionally. He was there physically and all that good stuff. And it's just something I didn't learn from mother's knee.
No, I didn't either. And many of us, you know, God bless them. They lived a different reality. They didn't have time to sit around. We're just one generation from the Depression, some of us closer than others. So I really wanted to be on your show because of all the people I love to reach out to. It's people our age. It's people that were raised outside of this reality of meditation, self-love, stillness, compassion, okay to drag out the baggage and heal it and move on. We didn't have all that growing up.
No, our parents did the best they could. We blessed them. They got us through it. We're here, but they had no clue that there was this kind of help out there.
Exactly.
Well, nobody else knew but the gurus over in Tibet or someplace.
Right.
But thank God we know now.
Yes. And there is trauma that comes up. And so, yes, it can be challenging to sit and meditate. Meditation or any other practice, journaling is another good one. Any way that you can get back in touch with yourself and come home to yourself and hear the divine. But with that comes the stuff that we've been pushing down. It comes up, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah.
And I had a lot of trauma, and some of it was generational. There was sexual abuse in my family and things that they just really didn't talk about.
No.
So when it happened to me, there was no help for me because they did what they'd always done. We have to be very quiet about this. We can't talk about this. You need to suck it up and move on.
Oh.
And God love them, that's what they had to do.
Exactly.
So I've had to work through some of this stuff, and I really understand when clients come to me. And we had money issues. We had sexual abuse issues. We had all kinds of issues behind closed doors. When we walked out in the world, it looked great.
Oh, yeah.
We were that family. Nobody ever thought anything was the matter, right?
Oh,
and
yeah.
I get that. And there is help. There is healing. And I believe that we are the generation that came to do that. And to do that means we have to let it come up, and we have to be the ones brave enough to move through it. Right. And so if I can help you with that, I do get where you're coming from. I've been there and been moving through it myself. So
yeah, the best teachers are the ones who have lived it and come through it better. Yes. We're never perfect, but we try. We do our best. Right. And helping others is a woman thing.
It is.
Right? We want to help each other.
Yes.
I admire that about you. And being so open about your past is important, because there's going to be women watching this thing that's, we didn't talk about it either.
No.
But
No, we didn't talk about it. And I remember even my mom finally taking me to a counselor, to a shrink, as she called it, because I got kicked out of school because I was keeping all this stuff inside, and I became the bad kid. And so she took me to the doctor so they could fix me. And he called her in the office and said, we need to talk too. And she got so angry and so ashamed that he wanted her to deal with her stuff too. She grabbed my arm and we were out of there. It was generations of shame. And I don't say this to put my mom down. My mom did the very best she could.
Right.
But I understand what it's like to have to keep it in the family and keep it quiet. And what I've learned in this journey, since I've been on my own healing path since 2011, really dealing with my stuff, is that emotions that we stuff down in the body create illness. They block the flow of energy in our body, and they create illness, and they, if left long enough, create disease. So that anger and that shame will make us sick. And that's why I'm so passionate about helping women move through this, because don't be sick from it. And then we go to the doctor and we get parts cut out of us and we take pills, and we can really just heal the trauma and heal the illness. So that's what I'm here to kind of share and help women do.
Oh, I love that, because we know deep within us, it's almost like reaching in and pulling whatever that is out. It's invisible, but it's still sitting there within us, creating all these problems.
Yes.
So
and by the time I found this path, I had everything in the world wrong with my female reproductive system. And, and had most of my life had all kinds of issues, but I didn't understand that meant that there was something there that I needed to deal with emotionally. So it's amazing. I mean, even things that are supposedly incurable have been cured in my body, moving through the emotional trauma. So I'm a huge advocate for this work.
Oh, all right, ladies out there, listen up. Here's an answer that you didn't probably know was available, because there is so much that others can help us with that they know we never heard of. So we go to the experts, and I'm not saying anybody is an expert, but when they've had the experiences, that makes them an expert in that area. And that's where Sheryl can come in to help you.
I would love to. And I'm connected to a whole network of experts and practitioners. So I do have my podcast, Exploring Possibilities. You can listen to that on any of the podcast platforms, Apple Play, Stitcher, Google. They all have podcast platforms, as well as my website, Journey of Possibilities. And if one guest doesn't resonate for you, it's kind of like trying on clothes. Try it on. If it fits, keep it. If it doesn't, return it.
Exactly.
Yeah. So at least you can explore different possibilities that may resonate for you, as well as maybe working with me. I'd love that.
Oh, I think that, well, now let me ask you, how do you work with people? Online, or do you do it by phone, or?
I do it through any way they really want to do it. I prefer to do some kind of visual connection. So either Zoom or Skype, or we can do an in-person session. All of those work, or Facebook is great technology now with Messenger to connect. So however works for you, I would love to work with you, and you can book sessions right through my website, journeyofpossibilities.com. Just click work with Sheryl.
Oh, you can't make it any easier than that.
We aim for easy.
And not too techie, because some of us aren't real techie.
I understand. And if all else fails, drop me an email. That's fairly basic tech, info@journeyofpossibilities.com, and we'll get you hooked up.
There you go. Wow. Well, what are some of the other things you're going to be up to? I was on your website today, and you've got trips and all kinds of events planned. What's going on?
Okay, well, I've just created my program, and that's available for you to purchase and download. And it's 3 different segments. It's about how to come home to loving yourself through new daily practices and habits, how to get clearer on your guidance, your spiritual guidance and intuition, and how to create, because we are creator beings. We are always creating. We're either creating the negative thoughts that we think, or we're creating the positive ones. So how to be a more conscious creator of the life that you're really wanting. I do workshops on those. As you know, Louise, I had the pleasure of having you in one of those. So I put the
Yes.
best of it into a program, and you can download it and work it on your own from anywhere in the world. So that's on my website. We have events coming up. We do drumming circles in the greater Houston area. We do, let's see, we've got a conscious couples series that we're about to start for couples that are going through their challenges. So my partner Mario and I have that. And Peru is our big event that's coming up in September. We're about to post all the details for that. That's where I had my big healing experience, the first one. And we love to gather people in ceremonies there in Peru and go to Machu Picchu, and just sacred travel is very important to us.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Wow. And your events are wonderful.
Thank you.
I love those things. I went to one this spring, and tell them a little bit about what we did there. That was so interesting.
Oh, the workshop. Are you talking about the workshop?
Yeah,
Yeah, so that's about the creation piece. That's about the fact that we are very powerful manifestors. And there's lots of stuff about the law of attraction, how to manifest what you want, vision boards, getting more money, getting nicer things. But at the heart of that, it's really about owning the fact that we have the power to create every moment, the bodies that we live in through our thoughts and our beliefs, the lives that we live. And as we become stronger in that power, we create more of the life we really want. So it's about being conscious of it, clearing out negative thinking, right? We did some of that in the workshop. That's all part of that program, Remember Who You Are. And it's good stuff. We can do some of that on coaching sessions one-on-one as well. My coaching is priced at $1 a minute with no minimum. So anybody can afford 15 minutes, 30 minutes, and we can do a lot. So I encourage you to reach out and check it out.
Oh, give them your email again.
info@journeyofpossibilities.com. And I will tell you, slow down typing possibilities, because there's a lot of S's in there.
Oh, I just know anybody who takes you up on this is going to be a better person.
Oh,
And I encourage you to gather the strength and the courage to do this with Sheryl. We've all got issues.
yes.
Nobody's by themselves. Face it. We've all got issues of some sort. And when we can find someone who has this kind of wonderful talent and experience, that's the one, or she's the one I'd go to. And I know you have the same feelings, because we don't want to just go to anybody. We want to go somebody we know, we trust, and who knows what they're doing. And I know you do, because of the fact that you put so much study into this. It's not like you just picked this up yesterday and ran with it. You've worked with it too.
I have, and I'm living it. I mean, I literally live everything that I practice. So I won't ever ask you to do anything that I'm not doing myself, that I haven't found powerful, life-changing transformation through doing. That's the kind of stuff that I want to help you find for yourself. My heart is all in this. I want everybody to have the kind of empowered, authentic life that I've discovered for myself, because you deserve it.
Yes. Yes. Remember that, ladies. We deserve it. I mean, we love having our children and our family all getting what they want, and we help them get that, because that we're helpers and we're caretakers and we're all this for everybody else. Think about yourself. Carve out that special time just for you.
Yes.
I want you to talk about your Peru trip. I know you've already been there, once or twice?
This is going to be my 4th time to Peru. I kind of like Peru. We just keep going back there. But we have found some wonderful practitioners to work with down there in ceremonies. And Machu Picchu is it should be at the top of everybody's bucket list. It is such a magical place, and it's just so special in my heart. So we're going to go, this time we're going to do the Nazca lines, which I haven't seen yet. So I'm excited. The Nazca lines, you fly over in a little helicopter and you get to see where these designs are on the ground.
Oh.
So we're going to do that. And then we're going to go into ceremony, and I think probably 3 ceremonies. We're still working on the location for that, but one of our guides grew up in a preserved area of Peru, a private area of Peru. And he's talking about taking us in there. So we're pretty excited, because that's going to be just very native, jungle lands. And the jungle's magical. All the birds and all the wildlife that you get to see in there. I actually saw the macaws on one of my trips, and they're so breathtaking in person to watch fly. And
Oh.
it's just beautiful, and monkeys and lots of birds. And it's just really fun to go and experience the Amazon River and the jungle and be in a place that's that ancient and preserved. When, you know, I mean, I'm in Texas here, and there isn't anything like that around here.
Oh, but it's kind of spiritual too, isn't it? Just the
Very,
energy.
very much. It's very spiritual. And yeah, it's just very magical. And it's not necessarily for everybody, but if you feel called to Peru, if you'd like to have an experience like that, go on my website and look around. We have the pictures up from prior trips, and we will very soon be posting the details, because that's going to be a year from September. So it's going to be September 2019. And we're going to have a couple of different trip options that we'll post there. And we'd love to have you join us in Peru.
Oh, that's the only way to go. Don't go by yourself. Go with a group.
Absolutely.
Especially somebody's been there before and knows the ropes.
Yes. And the shopping is fun. And it's so fun. You'll have a good time.
Oh, start saving your pennies.
Yes, absolutely.
Oh, sounds like such a marvelous and exciting trip. Oh, I hadn't even thought about it for myself. You know,
Well, think about it. Manifest that trip to Peru. We'll talk about a vision board and how you can manifest that.
yeah, I've never been outside the country. Now,
Oh.
Mexico. I have to admit, I've been to Mexico. So being overseas would be a whole new treat for me.
Oh, that would be wonderful. Well, you know, I took my first international trip within this last decade, and since then I've been traveling a lot. So it's funny. It's like once we give ourselves permission again and make ourselves a priority and attract those funds and attract all that we need, magical things happen.
Oh, that sounds like a winner. Well, that brings up, you just now talked about the vision board. Tell them about the vision board. I've done those before with other people, but not yours. Yours sounds very special.
Well, all vision boards are powerful because they're actually putting in writing what we want. And it requires us to get clear to some degree of what we want, and then to put it on paper. And the way we do it is using a feng shui grid. And feng shui is the ancient art of using the layout of a space for the most powerful energy flow. So I'll make this easy. If you go to my events page, journeyofpossibilities.com/events, the very first event is a video guided vision board workshop. So you can do it right there at home, wherever you want. Have a couple of friends over and do it as a group. It's a lot of fun. I talk about the supplies you'll need. I take you through the whole vision board workshop, absolutely free. So if you don't get anything else out of this, go check out my vision board workshop. You'll have fun.
Yeah, if you've never done one, you're in for a treat, because you create your life basically on paper, and then when your brain sees that and your psyche says, "Oh, I want that one," well, I put it on the vision board. Your energy is attracting it.
Absolutely. And you look at it every day. Like mine hangs right next to my bed. So it's the first and last thing I see every day. And I spend a few moments. And the magic of this isn't in just putting it on the poster. It's in feeling it coming true. Feel what it's going to feel like to live in that house, to be in that place. Put Peru on there and imagine what it's going to feel like to join us in Peru at Machu Picchu. Really feel yourself at Machu Picchu and start to get excited about it, because that excitement attracts all that you'll need to make it happen. It really works. I've had so many vision boards come true, I can't even tell you.
Well, it's kind of miraculous.
Yes,
If
it
it's
is.
Also, you do these classes for people like in their home or their office. Tell us about that.
Absolutely. As I mentioned on the vision board video, if you'd like a vision board workshop live, I would love to put all my fun magic scissors and glue sticks and poster boards and stuff in my car and bring a vision board workshop to you, to your home, to your office. And the hostess, of course, is at no cost. And we can even set it up so you make a little bit of money.
Oh,
So think about having me come and do a vision board workshop with you. Some of the things that I do while I'm there are to share different tips and strategies for getting out of the way and manifesting more of what you really want. Because the only one, truthfully, that holds us back from manifesting a better life is ourselves.
Me.
All of us.
All of us. And I know every woman out there is doing this. Yep, I know that. Well, quit it. It's time for you to talk to Sheryl and get her out there and get your family involved. I bet your kids, if you have young kids, they would love this too. What age would you suggest as to start with a vision board?
You know, I can do them for preteens. I can make it as simple and basic. As long as they can understand me and they can use scissors and cut out pictures, they can do this. But it's really powerful when you create family visions. Oh. So you can take this any way you want. You can do a corporate vision board, and you guys can work as a team. It's like a team building exercise. Make sure you're all on the same page and have an expanded vision for your business. You can do it with your family around what you'd like to have in terms of a home, in terms of vacation, family communication, relationship dynamics. You can go all over the place with these.
There's no limit.
Nope, none.
Oh, and there's so much fun involved when you do it in a group.
They are.
You get more excited because somebody next to you is having fun too. And it's just a lovely experience.
Yes, it is.
And you know what? Think about this for a gift for someone you know. I just now thought of that because I have a girlfriend I know would adore to have her friends come in and do this.
Yeah, that would be a great gift. Or the coaching as well. You know, it's nice. A lot of times that's something else we women don't do. We don't spend the money on ourselves, but we'll spend it on somebody else. So I can just see you buying a coaching certificate for your friend, but you know, maybe you'd like to get one for yourself too.
Yeah, put your name on that list and say, okay, I'm buying me a coaching session. I deserve it.
Yes.
Oh.
And it can be helpful in so many ways. I literally embody personalities. That's why everything is personalities or possibilities in my business. So if you're struggling with, you know, maybe the solutions that you're seeing to a problem aren't working for you, let's just get on the phone for 15 minutes and brainstorm possibilities you haven't even thought of yet. Because I'm really good at helping you see what you're not seeing so that you can get unstuck and get moving on with the things that you want in your life.
Oh, that's big. Now, do they pay you through PayPal or how does that work?
Yep, PayPal, or if they'd prefer to use another method, we can definitely discuss that too. Because everybody's funny about their money and they want it this way or that way. So I'm flexible.
Good. Well, I just know this video is going to make a difference in most any woman who watches it, and maybe even the gentleman, because we've all got trauma, not just the ladies. The gentlemen do too. And we want all the world to heal. And it starts one person at a time. So let's start with you. I'm starting with me. Sheryl started with her. So it's time to do this. Wow. Thank you, Sheryl. This has been wonderful. Have you got any last words for our viewers?
Oh, just take time for you. Love you. You deserve it. You probably take care of everyone you know. So my word is to take better care of you because you do deserve it. And if I can help you do that in any way possible, I would really love to.
Sheryl's heart is pure. Trust me, I've known her for a lot of years. I can't even remember how many, 8 or 10, right, Sheryl?
That's something like that, yeah.
Yeah, and I have seen her grow and change and evolve and become, well, she was beautiful to start with, but she's even more beautiful from inside out. And I know you're going to love knowing her too.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sheryl. I really appreciate you being here, and I look forward to all the good stuff that's to come. So goodbye, everybody out there. And I'm going to start dancing to the music again as we just say goodbye.